Hey everybody, it's Wes with Fundamental Games, here to do another Tabletop Simulator game preview. This game is going live on Kickstarter on September 21st, and I actually had the luxury of playing a physical version of the prototype that's being passed around. Actually, he's got several games going around by Short Hop Games, very active pre-publication campaign, and he's actually just was at a convention too, so I think he's doing all the right things to get this thing launched. But I'm going live on September 21st on Kickstarter. Quests and Cannons. I thought I'd do a Tabletop Simulator video as well to support the campaign and share my 5 things that I like about the game, in particularly sharing the Tabletop Simulator aspects of it. So first off, it's a very fun and vibrant theme. I mentioned this in my other video, but you can see that this is a fantasy setting. So there are orcs, which are actually porkin, bunnies that are dwarves, dwunnies, elves that are ducks, maybe, delves, and gobelins, which are basically goblin turkey hybrid type of thing, which is really neat and I've never seen before. So a very unique fantasy setting in this beautiful world where they are exploring the wide oceans and islands of this mystical land, and full of other colors as well. On the quest cards you can see all kinds of different things happening there. On the loot cards, which are things that you can acquire for your ship, there's some nice vibrant images there. So just very colorful, very thematic, from a fantasy and pirate exploration type of setting. I think it's really well done. So that's the first thing I like. Second thing I like is the player board. So each player is assigned a board. This game plays up to 6 players, which is fantastic. And on that player board, it starts to get unique to you. So for example, let's say I'm playing with this gobelin. So I put that there, and this gobelin has 4 hearts, which means they can sustain 4 hull damage before their ship is destroyed, so to speak. Let me just lock that in there. Maybe that'll stay better. Oh, it kind of pings. But so you can take 4 hull damage with the hearts. This guy also starts with 1 sail, 1 cannon, and 3 crates. So I would take a cannon, throw it here. I would take a sail, throw it here, and I would take 3 crates and put them on here. And so what that means is this particular player or character can carry 3 types of items in their item slots until their cargo is full. They can have up to X amount of ammunition or bullets, which are represented by 6-sided dice, and they can sail 1 extra per turn, whereas somebody with 2 or 3 sails could sail 2 or 3 extra per turn. So these individual things, I think my hull damage goes up here. No, that's for something else. And then you can get money as well. So let's grab some money here as an example. Money goes over here. And then you can get upgrades. So I mentioned before you can get loot. I believe every ship can have up to 2 loot cards on it. So a loot will give it a permanent improvement. For example, Tome of Wind Calling, I can keep this on my board and then discard it to refresh my sails. Or I might get something, let's see if we can find another one on here that's more permanent. Equip this and add it to your ship. So we'll throw this on here. And so from now on, my ship, I get to add 2 to my first roll if I'm sailing the treacherous seas. So you get some nice add-ons to your pirate ship, and it really makes your board individual. You feel like this is my ship, and maybe you're focused on combat or focused on exploring or whatever it is, but you can kind of develop your board. You can get more cannons, get more crates, get more sails throughout the game when you go to certain places and spend a certain amount of money or resources. So really like that player board, second thing. Third thing is I like that the game gives me many avenues of development and winning strategies. So one strategy may be to explore the board and try to accrue as much money and cards as I can. Another method might be to try to get as many map clues as I can, because the more map clues I complete, the more renown I get, the more victory points I get. Or I may focus on sailing and just attacking other players. Maybe I just really build up my cannons and find some items that build up my combat ability. So instead of worrying about resources, I just try to keep destroying my opponents, and that will get me some victory points as well. So you can explore different avenues and strategies depending on the race or character, creature type that you're playing, or through the things that you develop in the game. And I like that. that is an option, is that not everybody has to do everything. You can pick a kind of a a path to go on and try to develop your victory points up that path. The fourth thing I like is the quest deck in particular. So the quest deck is a deck of objectives. So you're going to, and you get these objectives over and over. You keep getting more cards. You're not restricted to just 1 or 2 that you get in the game. You may end up with 5 or 6 of them over time. But this goal is just to attack a rival ship, and I get 2 money and a renown. This goal is to trade for a clue, and so after trade those 3 items, I get a clue, and then I also get a bonus of 2 coins and a victory point. So many different things that are in these quests, and most of them, or if not all of them, require some kind of resources. And so trading those resources in gives you a true purpose to the board, because as a player, you have this token on the board, and you really do have to travel around this map. You have to travel maybe to specific islands like Boulder Point Stronghold, or you might have to go to the Scrollbound Librarian. There's a tongue twister there. But you're really going to have to go around, and when you flip over tiles, I don't have any on here right now, but each island will have resources on them, and that's the only place you can acquire those resources. So if I really need metal and I don't have any metal on this corner of the board, I may have to sail my way over here so I can earn some metal, because this particular quest says I need to get metal or canvas or whatever. So I really like that the quest deck and the mechanics of the game force you to travel all around the board. It's very rare that you could win a game just by being in this small little corner and avoiding other players. You really need to interact with the map and with the islands and the strongholds and such. So that's the fourth thing. And then the fifth thing I like about it is that this game has a variable setup and game mode. So I'll just quickly try to find my way through here. Let's go to page maybe 28. It's probably near the back. Yeah, here we go. So you can see here that the board that's set up is set up in a certain way, but you can play team play. So you can play 2 versus 2, 2 versus 2 versus 2, or 3 versus 3, which adds a different dynamic to the game, because you can kind of work with your partner to decide who's going to develop what. There's more map layouts for 2, 3, and 4 player to help make sure that there's not a complete imbalance to the game instead of complete random setup. Or you could do a completely random setup of your board as well and just see what fate has in store for you based on where the treacherous tiles are and where the different resources are. So really like the variable board setup. When you do get this game in the box, it comes with tons of different 3-tile combinations. So every 3 tiles is a single component, and then they mix and match to create these boards. So there you have it. That is Quests and Cannons by Short Hop Games. Fantastically colorful, thematic, variable setup, some wonderful components, and I can tell you the creators of this game have gone to great lengths to make sure every reviewer they could get a hold of that's willing to play it has played it, and they've been to conventions and promoted it online and marketed it, and I think they're really in it to win it with this game, and I think the game has a ton of value to offer anybody who's interested, whether you're playing it with experienced gamers or with a family that's just trying to venture away from things like Monopoly and Scrabble. I think this is a wonderful experience. So if you like the game, if you like the video, by all means leave a comment, let me know, share it with some others in different groups so they can see what Quests and Cannons has to offer. Thanks for watching.